named Lazarus had been risen from the dead by Jesus. Now, straight away you've got problems here, because you've got, you need to counsel the relatives for a start, because they're in the grieving process of his death. And can you imagine their shock when they're grieving and all of a sudden...
He walks back through the door.
Exactly, yes. And also you've got to think of the man himself. He's got to go have a psychological analysis as well, because all these things...
I bet he's none of that been put in place.
No, obviously not. But also the Romans have a medical man on the spot who signed his death certificate.
Yes.
What does that do to that man? It totally discredits that man, and he cannot practice again, because he has declared that man is dead and he isn't.
So somebody's going to, so if anybody else comes up and says to him, can you sign this death certificate, what's he going to say? Sorry, you know, Jesus is lurking around the corner, might raise him up again.
His credibility is gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just to recap where we are. Jesus and 12 of his mates came into town a few days ago for Passover. There was a bit of fracas in one of the temples, which we'll talk about in a little while, Michael. He had some sort of last meal with his friends in one of the local establishments, where one of them up and left and betrayed him to the local Jewish community. They've whipped him off, they've given him a trial, and they've handed him over to Pontius Pilate for sentencing. And we understand that, and we'll go into this after the break, that there are some issues over that. But Michael, this man, now comes under your total control. Now that he's in Roman custody, you've got him where you want him.
Yes, and he ain't going nowhere.
You've got him.
At last, I've got him under my control.
So everything from now on, everything what's going to happen to this man from now on comes totally under your control, and all the health and safety things that he's flouted in the past, right out the window. He's got to conform, doesn't he?
It'll be done my way. All his life he's flouted health and safety. This time there's no hiding place.
Now after the break, when we come back, we're going to look at the what happened in Jerusalem in a bit more detail. We're going to then look forward to the actual crucifixion, if there's going to be one. Do we think there's going to be one?
I think there's going to be one.
Okay. We'll be back shortly after these ads. Thank you.
After you've passed on, the first thing you want, besides an afterlife, is for your descendants to see you in top shape, not withered and shriveled, and that's where we come in at Shrouds Are Us. Our pre-stained burial shrouds can make you look like a top model, a Roman emperor, or even the Son of God. You'll be wrapped. Call 1800 Shrouds Are Us, or visit our website at www.shroudsareus. Here's your chance to own a limited edition commemorative cross. These will be hand-carved from the actual cross on which Jesus will die. How's that for a first? And they come with a certificate of authenticity. This cross can be yours for the very reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Yes, just 1,000 denarii. Only 500 will be manufactured, and this is a Judea National News exclusive offer, only available on this channel. They're not available in shops, so call now. 1800 crosses. Have your credit cards ready. Come on and play the most exciting online interactive game in decades. You could win our jackpot of 10,000 denarii or 10 runner-up prizes. It's easy to play. Go to www.sphereofdestiny.com. Use your mouse to pick the exact spot the Spear of Destiny will pierce the skin of Jesus, and you could take home first prize. Everyone's playing this amazing game, suitable for all ages. This game can also be played from your smartphone, the PlayStation 3, and now has the support for the new iGod. What are you waiting for? Come on, click and win.
So welcome back. And Michael, we're coming to the end of our interview. It's been a fascinating ride. We've had some interesting views of what's gone on in the past. Let's just look at what's happened in the last few days. So Jesus is bowled into town, and one of the first places he makes for is his temple, and he's caused uproar, isn't he?
He has, and this was the closest I've ever been to getting him, because I was just next door having a coffee at the time, and I started off, I heard a lot of shouting and hollering, which in itself is not a problem, but when I hear animals being stampeded and furniture being turned over, I went next door to investigate, and sure enough there was a stampede, which is a problem because of the danger to the animals and to the human beings. And also you've got to remember that if you're driving animals you need a licence.
And he ain't got one, has he?
He has not got a licence. He turned all the tables over, there was all money all over the place, which is there's no thought given to the poor people that have to clean this temple up after he's gone.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
He just thinks he can just go around and do anything, doesn't he?
He does, he does.
So Jesus is now under the direct control of Pontius Pilate,
Yes.
and obviously comes directly under your jurisdiction, where he's actually imprisoned. No?
Yes, he does.
Got him there. And of course Pilate's got to make the decision on the sentence. And we've actually heard rumours this morning, and we're not very far away from that, that Pontius Pilate may well defer the decision, or refer the decision, which should we say, back to the mob out in the street. We're not sure of this, but anyway, at the end of the day, it's still up to you to carry out the sentence, whatever that sentence is going to be. How many crucifixions have you officiated now, Michael?
131 at the moment. This will be my 132nd if the sentence is confirmed.
But surely would any of them be on the same magnitude as this?
Oh no, definitely not. This is the biggest.
So this is the biggest crucifixion that you've ever officiated at.
It is.
And I want you to take me through some of the logistics of I suppose we could call it a production, because there are masses of logistics that need to be got right. Where do you start? Where's the starting ground?
Well, you start right at the beginning, and the beginning is the manufacturing of the cross, of course. The cross will be made out of hardwood with a lap joint where the two pieces cross. That's the strongest joint. The wood will not be affected by any sort of adverse weather. And also, it does seem a bit of a strange thing to say, but we don't want the cross harming the accused at any time, so it will be sanded down and the corners chamfered.
This is because even though he's in your custody, he's still got rights.
Human rights, and these human rights have to be obeyed.
Yes, yes. We also heard, we were talking to the company that actually are manufacturing this cross for you, and apparently there was, for the first time ever, they're going to trial some small bogey wheels on the cross itself.
Yes, that's very true actually. It's a new innovation that we've introduced because the accused will be expected to haul that cross through the streets in front of his accusers, and the streets are cobbled and there are some steep inclines, so